Today, we will be just looking at some of the aspects. Many of you are already having experience and awareness about Sky Yoga. However, we'll just go through the sessions once again. It could be a refresher for those who already know. Okay, we did Turyatita meditation. We all are assembled here. Why? Why have we come all the way, or we are across different parts and we have joined, we have assembled here or joined this Zoom session? It's having a purpose. Okay. Everything we see around us has been created with a purpose. Whether it's a small organism or an organization, every entity has a purpose. Many organizations highlight their purpose in the name of mission. Might have seen through the managements and many organizations, they come up with the management jargons, objectives, goals, vision, mission. So these are all the statements, or these are all the words which mean or intend to give the purpose. Organizations have mission statements. These are very important for an organization. The mission statement is very important. It says the mission statement is core that creates the core identity of a company or organizational presence. This is what is or so much of importance of significance from corporate point of view, or an organization point of view. Okay, just before we go deeper into Vedatrium, just have a task kind of thing, or task to our brains, the organization mission kind of thing, what we discussed. If we see, if we listen to a statement, mission statement of an organization, how do we react or respond or catch? The Earth's most customer centric company. This is a mission statement of a very famous worldwide organization. The Earth's most customer centric company. So, with our frame of mind, we can visualize what company it is referring to. Okay. Imagine. Next statement. Dedicated to making customers' day come in hungry and go out happy. Memorable experience for every customer. This is definitely related to a food serving organization or a company. So we can make out what it is referring to. Bringing the best user experience to its customers through its innovative hardware, software, and service. We can make out what it is referring to, the famous organization. Many of the users or attendees might have been using this device also. Okay. It's talking about best user experience in customers throughout innovative hardware, software, service. This is the mission statement of Apple. Another one we'll just go through. Organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. Just I am repeating the words. Organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. I am sure by now you can make out which organization is making the information universally accessible and useful. Okay. Then next one. We see the world where everybody is an athlete. We aim to bring inspiration to every athlete in the world to make sport a daily habit. Definitely, this is related to a sports equipment or a sport tool, that is Nike. Finally, example of an organization that claims and supposed to be for people from different nations in the world. It says maintain international peace and security. Okay, this is the organization's mission. UNO says maintain international peace and security. When we, with the mission statement, the mission or purpose statement establishes a basis for people in the company to take decisions, directions, or practices so that the results are aligned with the purpose. That's how the organization mission statement definition says. The direction of the company or the practices that are in the company will yield results which are aligned with the purpose. The keywords are practice, purpose, practice, and results. So organizations which have diversified into various activities, even we have come across the recent organizations in this also. We are associated with many. We might have seen they have diversified, but later on they dissociated into from those activities, saying that okay, this is not my core activity. Let me focus on this, not the catering or not something else. So that's how the core direction statement or mission statement gives a direction or purpose for any organization. Now, today's topic is practice, purpose, and results of simplified Kundalini Yoga. This is the book written by Maharshi. The English version of this was translated in 2017, which shows purpose, practice, and results of Manavalakkale or simplified Kundalini Yoga system. This is what is the poster of the book. I took it out from the cover page of the book. So in today's class, we will discuss the contents of this book that puts emphasis on the purpose, practice, and results of our system, sky system. Billions of organisms exist on Earth. Amongst those, humans are the only organism having sixth sense. This is very clear and everyone is aware of this. Being a sixth sensed creature and having the capability to perceive the purpose of life, this is what is the speciality of this organism or this creature having sixth sense. Otherwise, what's the difference between human being and other creatures? Okay. For this, the organization that has been set up by Maharshi, World Community Service Center or WCSC. This is the organization that has the mission for world peace. This is not the one which is the told so-called claimed by other organization what you have just come across. This is the one which says world peace through individual peace. The statement which can be seen on this screen, world peace through individual peace. Peace must emanate from individuals, then permeate to the family, and then to society at large. Ultimately, world peace will blossom. These are the statements of Vedatri Maharshi, and this is the mission statement of the organization World Community Service Center. This is the purpose. With this purpose, the practices have been defined, and the results are realized. The organization developed by visionary Maharshi and developed several programs. One of the programs is called Vision, that the acronym of that is Vision, Vision, which says or which stands for Vedatri Institute for Spiritual and Intuitional Education. So this is the vision, not only the acronym, but this gives vision for an individual or for a human being to see the life ahead or to realize the life or to understand the purpose of life. When we say purpose of life or purpose of an individual living a life is to realize the purpose of life. First of all, you know the purpose of life, realize the purpose of life, lead a prosperous life, attain consciousness and purification of genetic center, serve the humanity at large. These are the key things which are defined as a purpose, which later on lead to the realization. And for this purpose to materialize, there are some practices which need to be followed. Only then the purpose can yield result. Practices. Practices which are defined in our system is physical exercises, kaya kalpa, meditation practices, introspection, brahmajnanam, living in harmony, prosperous life. Before we go into the rest of the thing, we can look at brief about the speciality of these practices, or for every practice, there is a purpose behind that practice and which gives a result also. Physical exercises. When we say physical exercises are the exercises that involve movement of arms, legs, breathing exercises, neuromuscular exercises. These are the ones which is not just a physical movement or movement for blood circulation. The speciality of these exercises, the movements lead to circulation of life force circulation throughout the internal organs. That is how it is different from the other exercises. And these are called simplified physical exercises. Okay, these have been greatly simplified to an extent that people from the age 8 to 80 can participate and can do without any problem. That is the specialty of this simplified physical exercises. Adopting a suitable practice that results in proper circulation of life force energy, that results in a healthy body and a healthy mind, so that the karma indriyas and jnana indriyas, which are needed for any activity, are well maintained, refreshed, energized to ensure better or best functioning. Okay. The second practice from sky system is kaya kalpa. Kaya kalpa is for well-being of body in terms of strength and longevity. The purpose of this practice is to strengthen the basic building blocks. What are the basic building blocks of the body? We say muscles. No, the life force energy, which is the one which is responsible for creating each and every component, each and every cell in the body. That is the life force. The life force has to be enhanced. In the previous one, physical exercises, what we were doing, the purpose was to circulate the life force. Okay, going one step further or one step deeper, the source of life source has to be enriched or energized. That is kaya kalpa exercises. The life force that is produced, where it is produced within the body. How it is produced with the food. Okay, so and it has to be preserved. The three P's: production, purification, and preservation. These are the three key components or key factors that is done or given or put emphasize in the process of kaya kalpa: produced, purified, and preserved. That is the practice which is emphasized by this kaya kalpa exercises. This practice involves selection of right food, because the life force, if it is the food is right, the life force also will be right in terms of quality, quantity, the timing, when to eat, what to eat, and how much to eat. These are the things. Then because food is the matter that gets converted to life force through 7 steps. So these are all known, so we will not put more into the details of the steps. The ultimate, the seventh stage, the last stage of food getting converted to is the vital fluid, where the life force is produced, preserved, and purified. The purification also takes place in vital fluid. So this is how the Kaya Kalpa puts emphasis on this. This practice involves Aswini Mudra and Ojas breath. These two are the key activities which is done in the part as a part of practice in Kaya Kalpa that results in this purification and enrichment of vital fluid. Ultimately, that is the enrichment of life force. Third practice, meditation practice. Purpose behind meditation is to regulate the mind and bring it to a very subtle state. Mind helps in perceiving the feelings of pleasure, pain, peace, and ecstasy. We do P, okay, and E. Normally, human mind operates in the wave of 14 to 40 hertz or 14 to 40 cycles per second that we call as a beta wave. At this, the two functions, physical and biological formation of the biomagnetism through five sensory perceptions, that is the pressure, sound, light, taste, and smell. These are the five perceptions from the sense organs. And the transformation of biomagnetism through mind. That is the sixth sense or a sixth perception. That is the sixth one. These are the mind, which is the one responsible for the sensing of pain, pleasure, peace, or ecstasy. So these are the perceptions which are perceived by this. When mind is focused more on feeling the magnetism, the biomagnetism, this is what is meditation. In simple terms, what is meditation is when mind is focusing or feeling the biomagnetism, that itself is meditation, or mind thinking on mind, that is meditation. That results in lowering of the frequency. As and when we practice more and more, the frequency, mind frequency goes to lower stages, or we achieve the lower stages of meditation, 8 to 13 cycles per second, alpha, or 4 to 7 theta, or even further lower, 3 to 1, the samadhi state, that is delta. So these are the levels of meditation. Ultimately, the aim or the purpose is to lower the frequency to achieve the result of a stable mind. What is the result? With regular observation, mind at lower frequencies with imperceptible phenomena. What is the result? Why I am doing this? Objective or what outcome of this is at this lower frequencies, the imperceptible phenomena, which is cannot be perceived by normal senses or normal feeling. We cannot feel the things which can be. It is not perceived. Be imperceptible those phenomena, for example, divine state, magnetism, life energy, these cannot be seen or cannot be touched or cannot be understood easily. For this, we have to lower the frequencies of the mind so that the imperceptible phenomena can be perceived, or the perception ability to perceive these factors or these things can be enabled. That is how the speciality. That is what Maharshi has realized himself. Maharshi has experienced himself, and he has shared his learnings to other humanity. By this, people can achieve, people can perceive, people can understand. That is the focus on this. When the body and mind remains slave to habits, in general, body and mind others particularly go with the habit. I like this, I will eat this, or I will drink this. This is how the particular habit style puts more emphasis on the lifestyle or on the life. But by this practices, the mind and the body, the slave relations, mind, the slave of the body, that will be detached, and people can have the perspicacity of mind that can assess, visualize, and realize the one which is in the direction of purpose of life, not the one what body demands. Every man has mind, but many or no one has been able to understand it. Marcy has given a reasoning also. Why? Every man has a mind, but no one has been able to understand it. Even in spite of so much of advanced science, technology, and all those progress with the help of science and modern science, but the perceptions of mind or divine or divinity has not been understood or not been realized. Just because these, which are imperceptible phenomena, can be perceived only at lower frequencies of mind, when mind is at a very calm state and stable state, in the subtle state, only then the perception can be realized. This is what the practice that will be helping us to achieve the result for the purpose that has been defined, realization of divinity. Biomagnetism, life energy, consciousness. These are the factors which cannot be studied with the help of science. This can be because these are not having access to the sense organs. The five sense organs, what we cannot get access to these components. Access can be taken only through the sixth sense, that is mind. That too, when it is in that range where it can get access. So that's how the meditation practice is so important to enable the sixth sense to be effective. That's what the Kundalini Yoga, simplified Kundalini Yoga, that is the method. Even various organizations or various saints in the earlier stages, they have done research, and they have suggested through years of their penance and dedicated work. But the simplified Kundalini Yoga is the one which has been simplified to elevate the Agna Chakra, and the next stage of meditation will be taking to Sahasradhara Chakra or Turiya and further. This is how the practices in sky system elevate the life energies within the human being to help the human being achieve or feel, perceive the imperceptible phenomena. With constant practice, the mind frequencies become lower and lower. That enables the mind to expand and become one with the universal field. Consequently, mind becomes perspicacious. Like today's meditation, what we did, we went all the way with stages to the absolute. Before that, the universal magnetic field or universal field. So this is how, with the stages, the progression takes place. The another practice is introspection practice. This practice of physical exercises, meditation, help in having the body and mind to understand the purpose of birth. But the imprints which are already present, there are imprints which are present in the genetic center. I will not go into the detail. Many of all of you mostly know what is genetic center we are referring to from the sky system. So the imprints are already there in the genetic center. These need to be purified for spiritual liberation. Otherwise, the previous practices, physical exercise, kaya kalpa, meditation, will not be of complete help until unless introspection is practiced, or until unless the purification of genetic center is also targeted or practiced. So purification of genetic center, which is possible by introspection practice. What is this practice? This practice of introspection is aimed at changing the ideas and actions that is being performed just out of habit or custom. That results the practice, mind becomes free from all the six evil temperaments. Because of the imprints in the genetic center, the beastly qualities or the animal instinct, or from the karma action of effect of karma from the previous karma accumulation, these need to be purified, so that these result in the six temperaments: greed, anger, miserliness, immoral, sexual passion, vanity, and vengeance. So these six evil temperaments can be purified or removed by practice of introspection. Next, the another practice is brahma jnanam, that is realization of divine state. very key, very important, and very specialized topic that has been shared by Maharshi on this Brahmagyanam. God, Almighty, divine state, or absolute space, or eternal space, all these names, those are referred at times alternately. These are all imperceptible, cannot be perceived, cannot be realized, cannot be touched or felt until unless there are special achievements or special levels we have reached. Sages, saints, with their rigorous spiritual practices, have shared their experience in the form of Shastras, Puranas, Vedas, what we have come across. Many sages for the ages, they have come out with certain recommendations or certain observations from their practices or from their realization of divine experience. The summary that divine state with all inherent qualities has transformed to the universe. That includes all the living and non-living things. This is being shared by every sage or every religious person. But it is extremely difficult for the common people to perceive what it is being meant or how it has been arrived at or how it is being referred to, that everything in the universe is same, is living thing and non-living thing, everything is the same, everything has come from the universal absolute, and we are part of the absolute and absolute is part of us. So these kind of phenomena cannot be perceived or cannot be realized until for the common man, until unless they reach to a certain level of learning or certain level of awareness. These forms are narrated in our earlier sastras or earlier mythological mythological Puranas or Shastras, the books, those which have been written on these things. But the concept has not been understood or concept has not been clearly extracted by the common man. For example, when we say the absolute space or the characteristics of absolute is plenum, force, consciousness, and time. These are the four dimensions which are referred to as characteristics of absolute. These four dimensions have been or need to be interpreted what has been mentioned as the creator Brahma has four heads or four dimensions. These four dimensions or four heads can be referred or are being referred as some of the Shastras. They mentioned that these four heads represent four Vedas. What exactly those four Vedas say? Rig, Yajur, Shama, Atharva. These four Vedas. Rig Veda talks about mythology or the time aspect. Shama Veda, it contains the hymns of divinity or the divine aspect. That is the aspect of plenum. Yajur Veda, that has the instructions for divine practices. What are the do's, what are the don'ts, how the divine activities to be performed. This is nothing but the consciousness, aspect of consciousness. Atharva Veda, Atharvana Veda, the Tantra practices or secrets of forces. That is nothing but the force aspect. So we can say that the plenum, force, consciousness, and time, these are the four aspects which are part of the creator, or the creator has the ability of plenum, force, consciousness, and time. This is what is realized or conveyed by simplified Kundalini Yoga founder, our Maharshi. Similarly, the six transformations, we see the transformations of pressure, sound, light, taste, smell, and biomagnetism. These are the five transformations from physical and one from the biomagnetism, that is from the mind. The sixth, five organs and mind. These six are the sense organs or sensory perceptions, or the feeds which are critical. That is represented as six heads of Kartikeya or Shanmukha. So the characteristics of Sanmukha or Kartikeya is what? A victorious or warrior. He always with a spear. So this warrior kind of or victor, he's always victorious. That is a warrior. This is the intention to convey the message that one who has a control over all his six senses can become a victorious over the war in life or in all aspects of life. He can come out victorious. That's the message, or that is how the intended intention of creating these things, but somehow it is not understood or not got conveyed to common man. So this is what is a part of Brahmagyana. Maharshi says is the creator and the abilities of the creator, how he defined the abilities of creator, force, plenum, time, and consciousness. This is how the other six senses are critical as part of the creator. The messages that are conveyed but not understood in many. That is the problem of the current age. The religious aspect have been formed with much thought and after dedicated work by even saints and sages in the earlier time. But it has not been understood due to its complexity or not lack of or lack of clarity. Maharshi says the concept described related to God, divinity, cannot be understood by simply reading books or scriptures. This is the point. The people who are simply reading books or scriptures in the name of acquiring knowledge, but that will not be of any help until unless leading a virtuous life, constant analysis and verification, or whatever I'm learning, is it okay? It is matching the purpose. So this is a constant activity. Define the purpose, go to your practice, then result, analyze, introspect, go back, look at the purpose, practice, and result. Look at the result or introspect result. This is how in spite of advancement of science and technology, the God concept has not been understood by many. We'll just go through small couplet from Sanskrit scriptures, which says, Yasya nasti swayam pragya, sastram tasya karoti kim, lochana vihinasya, darpanaha kim karishyati. Simple meaning, Yasya is huge, nasti, not having, swayam pragya, self knowledge or intellect, sastram, the scriptures, tasya, whose, karoti kim, what they will do, what shastras will do, lochana bhyam, eyes, two eyes, and vihinasya, without, darpanaha, the mirror, king karisyati. Very simple couplet which says those who are visually challenged cannot make use of mirror for viewing themselves. Similarly, one who lacks inner vision or the intellect cannot make use of the knowledge from the scriptures. This is what Maharshi has been simplified, saying that the practices to develop your intellect is important to realize or to have God realization. This is what Maharshi clearly mentioned also in earlier this. He was able to achieve and he developed the ability to realize among others to understand the divine knowledge so that the with Maharsi's efforts, whatever he could practice of meditation, introspection, he has realized the divinity, realized the God. That can be extended to all other practitioners, all other people on the earth. So as God is omnipresent, so he is inside me too. So if I cannot find him or God within me, then where do I seek him? This is the question Maharshi mentions in this book. That is the point what Maharshi clarifies. Almighty, benevolent, or the power that resides within everyone, because everyone is part of the divine, everyone has come from the divine. The almighty power or divinity is there amongst everyone, but it is not ignited, or it is kind of molder. It is just a fire that is just in the state of smolders. The flames are not seen, or the heat is not felt. So what he says, the heat or the fire which is not in the burning state, just in the smaller state, can be rekindled by efforts from realized persons, or coming in contact with the persons who have that fire within them to rekindle, or those who have God realization can make this happen to others. It only takes matter of some time or ability or development of skills. Gives the example of a small baby. It's a boy or a girl. A small baby, when it's born, there is no difference whether it's a boy or a girl. It takes some time for that baby to grow, to emphasize or to display the characteristics, whether it's a male or a female. These are displayed after a certain time. But until then, it is not displayed. So, like that, human beings need to have some time, patience, develop the skills and ability to explore, to realize the divinity. After having realized divinity, Maharshi passed on the information to mankind that the divine state is infinite. The key learnings, what he key realization experience, what he says is divinity or divine state is infinite, almighty, and omnipresent. That is present in all living and non-living things. The presence of absolute space that is evident when the sixth sense merges with it during meditation or lower frequency in meditation. He realized that the animate and inanimate things in the universe are only transformations of absolute space. If we just go one step back, what we had learned from our earlier things, the formative dust that comes from the absolute space, this formative dust is leading to formation of life force energy that is again forming the various matters what we see, all kinds of matters, solid, liquid, gas, air, ether, everything is part of that combinations, various combinations leading to formation of materials and matter on earth or universe. The entire universe is made up of that. Same thing, the presence is evident in all the animate and inanimate things. That is only a transformation of absolute space. The absolute space with its surrounding pressure force or a self-compressive pressure force has led to the formation of formative dust. This formative dust is again resulting in things. So in short, everything is the same absolute space. This is what is the summary or key message we are trying to say this. That is what the Brahma Jnanam is. For this Brahma Jnanam, Maharshi has written a small poem. The English version of the poem says this: the eternal space is the self compressive force intensifying on itself whence the particle erodes. The friction as it rotates in the absolute space gives rise to the ubiquitous magnetic waves. Magnetism imperceptible turns into the tanmatras 5, and don't be odd, panchabhutas from the atoms derive. Magnetism in living things, the mind does become. Knowing this is realization, Brahma Jnanam. So this is the poem, the summary of the poem or the extract of the poem. That is what I was trying to say. That's that everything is from the divine state is manifested in all the formative dust that leads to panchabhutas, that leads to celestial bodies all across the universe, and the same thing formative dust is resulting in magnetic wave that is referred to as universal magnetism when it is outside, and when it is inside animated things, that is referred to as biomagnetism, and that's what is the mind also. Magnetism in living things, the mind does become. This is the ultimate truth, and this knowledge is Brahma Jnanam. Knowing this is realization. That's what Brahma Jnanam. The one who has realized this is Brahmajnani or Brahman. That is what called in the earlier ages. Those who have awareness or realization of divinity in this aspect, those were called Brahman or Brahmajnani. Circulation of biomagnetism takes place from the center of the body, that is Muladhara Chakra or genetic center. This GC has a record of all activities, experience even from ages, that is in the form of a magnetic wave. This magnetic wave is indestructible. This has no loss. The wave function continues its functionality. That is why it is called soul, or which has no end. This is also referred to as soul in some of the scriptures. Anything and everything is Akash, part of divine. Only the name is different, or it is named differently based on the location. Based on the location, it is called differently. That is, sometimes it is called Bhuta Akash when it is in the matter, it is Chitta Akash, or Maha Akash when it's in the absolute or in the space, that is called Maha Akash. So only Akash particle in different locations called differently. Everything is part of the divine or part of divinity, that is called Akash. Another practice that we had dumped out, that is living in harmony. Practice to live in harmony. Age-old saints and sages, they have lived a virtuous life, and they have guided some practices in the name of religion, so that you maintain this practices, it is taken care. That is the objective of that, is to have a divine life. However, the message is not understood or derived in the proper intended manner. For example, we are talking about living in harmony. Many of you might have come across or even practicing also Shiva Parivar. One word is there, Shiva Parivar, the full family of Shiva, with all the family members and their vahanas, or the animals which are there. Part of that. If they keep that photo is kept in the house, it is very good, auspicious. It brings goodwill and good fortune to the family, or harmony. How? The intended message or the interpretation is something is lost. If you look properly, what is the speciality of the Shiva Parivar, or message what is being tried to give regarding family harmony? Just look at the vahanas or the animals what are present. Bull and lion are coexistent. Peacock, snake, and mouse, all are coexistent. This is the important message, that family harmony has to be maintained. Harmony between the animals, even the animals are having harmony and staying together. So this kind of some messages which are there, but it is not easy for the things to understand. So many spiritual organization efforts have been attempted in trying to convey the message for a humanity to lead a harmonious life. But Manavalakalai, or the simplified Kundalini Yoga system, this aims to guide and provide insight in improving human life in a systematic way that involves introspection practices, purification of genetic center, purification that is necessary so that the instinct in the, or the impurities in the genetic center are purified, removed. Then the aspect prosperous life. Life, what is? It is the period between death and birth. Or birth and death, had put the other way. Human beings comes with the imprints only, and take away imprints only. No other matter is taken, can carry or cannot. We never brought, we cannot. We brought only the imprints, and imprints are only taken. So everyone wants a happy and prosperous life in this between, before taking and before going. Okay. In this process, a prosperous, peaceful life that is to be availed can be availed only when the 6 evil temperaments that is removed. That is not that is forgotten or that is not understood due to lack of knowledge. We continue to demonstrate the six evil temperaments. This is what even taught in the earlier mythologies, whether you take Ramayana or Mahabharata, all those things try to show the message. The greed can have dangerous effect. Anger or immoral sexual passion, these can lead to destruction. So we should get away from this, but it is not understood due to lack of knowledge. So follow the path of virtues, that is showing contentedness, the opposite of the six evil temperaments, tolerance, chastity, charity, equality, and forgiveness. So this will lead to a peaceful life for an individual to practice. So this is what is simplified, conveyed the essence of many shastras, the four Vedas or six shastras, 18 Puranas or 64 arts. All these show or all these try to give this message, which has been given by simplified manner by Maharshi in this. And this is what was referred to earlier as a Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. Vasudha means earth, Eva is only, Kutumbakam, family. The whole earth is one family. This is what was the original intent. However, it is not understood, or it is not conveyed, or it is not being practiced due to lack of knowledge, proper knowledge. So we'll just quickly recap. Uh, know the purpose of life, that is being a practitioner of sky, or what is the sky practices, what are we practicing in sky, and what is our objective, what we want to achieve as a result according to this purpose. Physical exercises ensures healthy mind, meditation reduces mental frequency, then the introspection regulates, understands the existence of functions of mind, the desire of moralization of desire, neutralization of anger, eradication of worries. So these are the key things from introspection. Follow the path of selfless service to spirituality, achieve the individual peace, then family peace, then peace in the society at large. That's what Mahathi from the beginning, what he to mention is, before going for aiming for world peace, achieve your individual peace, then peace in the family, society, then the society at large or the world. Before we conclude, just a sloka from the Sanskrit, which says, Om Purnam Adah Purnam Idam Purnat Purnamudyachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avasisyate. The meaning or summary of extract, again, I'll just put it out. Purna or totality or absolute. This is what we have been referring to in sky system. Absolute or infinite or the divine consciousness. Ada is the outer world, or that idam is the inner world. The outer world is absolute, infinite. The inner world is also Purnam Idam. Inner world is also absolute, infinite. Purnam Idam, Purnat from absolute, Purnam Udyachyate, or originated. Absolute has originated from absolute. From the formative dust, the universe, and from the universal self-compressive force, the dust, formative dust has been created. This is what is Maharshi explaining. So Maharshi's explanation can be for this statement, Purnat Purnam Udyachyate. Purnasya Purnam Adaya. When you are subtracting absolute from the absolute, Purnam Eva Avasisyate. Only absolute is left. So even if we are taking out infinite from the absolute, nothing is lost. That's what we all are part of absolute. We have come from the absolute, but absolute has remained, or infinity has remained infinite. Nothing has been lost. So this is what the summary or the simplicity that has been explained is by our Maharshi is the greatness. The complex slokas were not understood earlier. With this system, we were able to understand. With this, I conclude. Thank you.